fantastic. We are so excited for what comes to you next because we have 5 extremely special, bite-sized presentations for each of you this weekend.
This is a series kicking off called Neurotalks, and this features elite certified members from the Neuroencoding Institute who have gone through a rigorous curriculum and certification process to be certified at that double elite status. We have 5 of them who have gone through quite an amazing journey, or should I say voyage, to be here today and bring you these talks. And you're going to get to experience the very first Neurotalk right now. Now, these are short 10-minute presentations. They're going to deliver value to you, and they're definitely going to be a lot of fun.
Now, we're very excited to kick off the Neurotalk series to get a little bit of an energy shakeup in the room. They are incredible. You guys are going to love them, but here's the thing. For some of our folks, this is new for them. So we need you to help make sure that they feel the warmest welcome possible in the whole wide world. Do you guys think you can help us out with that? Is that what family does for each other?
Yeah, it is. Our first Neurotalk for you today comes from a phenomenal member who has an incredible story that you're going to get to hear a little bit about. But let us just tell you, if you've ever said the phrase, "I'm fine," then you better be listening up. We've got Helen Lee Moon coming at you for your very first Neurotalk right now.
If I met you on the street and asked, "How are you?" what would be your response? Without even thinking, I'm pretty sure that most of you here will say, "I'm fine, I'm good, I'm okay, or I'm all right." Maybe even "I'm hanging in there." I know it's an auto response, but would you be happy just being fine and okay for the next 5, 10, 20 years or more? I'm Helen Lee Moon, a certified life and wellness coach and a neuroencoding elite specialist. Even if I haven't personally met you yet, I know that we have this in common. You and I both want to be more than just fine. We want to thrive and flourish in every areas of our lives and live an energetic, empowered, and exciting life that we love. Unfortunately, the truth is, most of you here are long-term members of the I'm Fine Club. It's a club where the members know deep down that something isn't right and wish things were much better, but they don't do anything, and they just settle for just being fine. And in most cases, you're doing less than fine. You're probably really tired and exhausted all the time, and yet you don't do anything about it. Maybe you're in a career or a business that you no longer enjoy, but you just keep going, you just settle. But how long are you going to just settle for being fine? And do you really want to be in a mediocre I'm fine club for the rest of your life? That's like saying you're okay with only eating unseasoned boiled meat or steamed veggies for the rest of your life when there's a whole host of delicious and healthy foods to choose from. And the reality is, I was also a member of the I'm Fine Club for most of my 20s and early 30s. And it really happens to the best of us, especially if you're a top performer and a high achiever. So my journey to leave the I'm Fine Club started in 2015 when I resigned from my 11-year career on Wall Street, the last 8 years at Goldman Sachs, to pursue my dream of becoming a chef. And I was sure that this bold, drastic career change was the solution and the answer to bring more joy, gratitude, and more fulfillment and excitement to my overall life. Yes, and they say that you got to pursue your passion, right? So I did, and it was super, super exhilarating. I got to cook at 3 different Michelin restaurants in New York City. I graduated top of my class in culinary school. And the biggest highlight and my most proudest moment was being able to cook for an ultra VIP gala to celebrate ahead of the 2018 Winter Olympics. Thank you. But after a few years in, my new passionate career quickly became unsustainable. Quite a few issues emerged. I was constantly so exhausted because all the work in these fine dining kitchens were so intense that I barely got any time to sleep, let alone eat. And because I was coming home at 2 a.m. from dinner shifts, I had various joint pains throughout my body from all the knife work and all standing on my foot all day and carrying heavy things all day. So I only weighed about 97 pounds at one point. I also had terrible, terrible joint pains everywhere. But regardless of all these physical ailments and issues, the really big issue that I had was the fact that I did not like who I was becoming. I was always so competitive, and I just wanted to get ahead, and all I cared about was being the best cook and the best chef, that I was always so anxious and so worried. So I never looked around at the damage I was causing to myself and others. Yes, I was definitely pursuing my passion, but at what cost? I was back in the I'm Fine Club. So the solution is to have something that will permanently get you out of the I'm Fine Club. And I have that solution. It's a 3-part framework that I will share with you that you can follow, that you can go from settling for fine to flourishing. And by flourishing, I mean an entirely different and unparalleled way of living than just settling for fine. You are happy, grateful, and excited about your life. You're purposeful because you live in congruent and in alignment. And you're also fulfilled because you live with such gratitude and such growth and learning and all these contributing to a meaningful life that you love. And before I share this 3-part framework, I want you to get down your pen and paper. I see that you all have it. And write down the top of your page, write, I'm fine, just like here. And let me ask, who here wants to be just fine? Awesome, so no one is. So what I want you to do is put a big X through that, because we are no longer going to tolerate and settle for just being fine. Yes. So to finish my story, the way I was able to get out of the I'm Fine Club is through taking an intentional career break. So I dug deep into the areas of health, personal growth, and life design. And the impact of learning and growing in these areas were so profound that it led me to become a national board-certified life and wellness coach from the same board that licenses physicians in the US, a neuroencoding elite specialist, and a Designing Your Life certified coach. Thank you. I'm so grateful for my new career as a coach, where I can share my mess as a message to encourage, guide, and empower other high-achieving professional women to flourish. Yes, it was a long 7-year journey from saying I'm fine to flourishing. And now that I'm in my 40s, I know I've definitely left the I'm Fine Club, and I'm never going back. So I promise that I'll share the 3-part framework that will get you out of the I'm Fine Club. It's called the R3 pillars. And it's the secret sauce that I share with my clients that gets them from just being fine to flourishing. So at this point, I know that you may be thinking, is this going to be another one of those overly simplified 1, 2, 3 formulas promising life will be transformed? No, this is not that, because I know from my 7-year journey to flourishing that life is not that simple. So just think of the pillars in the R3 as your guide and a wayfinding tool from fine to flourishing. And as I explained each pillar, please write each down. So the first pillar of the R3 is reignite your energy. As you saw from my experience, just having passion is not enough. You need passion, you need energy, you need health and vitality to carry your passion through any challenges. Otherwise, passion is really short-lived. So to get your energy back, focus on these 3 areas to start. First, movement. Second, quality sleep. And third, eating nutritious foods. Reigniting your energy is the foundation to a flourishing life and for other areas in your life to start flourishing. The second pillar of the R3 is reframe your story. We have so many disempowering stories and beliefs that we tell ourselves. How long will you be held back by your disempowering stories and beliefs like self-doubt, worry, regret, comparisons, and imposter syndrome that keeps you from showing up as who you're truly designed to be? Identify what your specific disempowering stories and beliefs are, and crush it and reframe it to an empowering one. It'll completely wake up what's inside you and completely shift your identity. So the third and the last pillar of the R3 is redesign your life. Now that you have reignited your energy and you have your energy back, reframed your story, and those disempowering stories no longer hold you back, yes, you can redesign the life that you want. I invite you to get curious and think like a designer. Come up with fun and creative ways to ideate what your career and overall life could look like. And also speak to other people who are already doing what you're interested in. And don't be afraid to take action toward it, even if it's just baby steps. It's definitely never too late to redesign your life, no matter how big or how small, regardless of your age. We all have the autonomy and the agency to design the life that we want. So let's be intentional in building our way forward toward our flourishing life. So I invite you now to put on a big, big smile. And imagine this with me. You wake up each morning rested and refreshed, and you can't wait to get your day going. You look and feel fantastic inside and out. And you smile and laugh more throughout the day because you realize you're living your version of your well-designed life. And your friends, family, and colleagues notice this radiance in you and want what you have. And you're so grateful at the end of your day because you realize you're living your version of an energetic, empowered, and exciting life that you love. And the best part is, this type of day is not just a one-off. It happens consistently. So these are just some examples of what a flourishing life could look and feel and sound like for you. So what is your version of flourishing? I invite you to write it down today and share it with a new friend that you met at this conference. And also share it with your loved one back home. And also share it with me. I would love to know. And today I was only able to share the high-level big picture of what the R3 pillars are. And there's so much more I want to share. So let's connect. Here's my website. It's helenleemoon.com. And I'm on social, on LinkedIn and Instagram. I share content around the R3 pillars and how to go from fine to flourishing. So now I want to invite you, for the last time, to conclude, to please stand up with me with lots of energy. Yes. Yes. And also, those of you who are joining us from virtually, please stand up too. This is what I really, really want for you. Going forward, when someone asks, "How are you?" instead of just that "I'm fine," you say with a big smile, with confidence and with certainty, you say, repeat after me. I'm doing super well. I'm phenomenal. I'm flourishing. So who here is going to live a flourishing life and committed to living a flourishing life by reigniting your energy, reframing your story, and redesigning your life? I believe you're all committed, so let's flourish together. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. How incredible. Helen, thank you so much. What a fun activity, an opportunity for us to get a peek into other people's stories for just a bite size of value.